Hello, everybody. I'm back, Robin Walker with Ask Robin. We are here again to talk about tech. We're going to talk about another component of the computer this time. Last time we talked about RAM, we talked about why it's important, what it does, where it fits on the motherboard. Many of the components inside of a computer, and can you see this inside of this computer here? Are the components we're talking about. And so we thought we'd share some things about these components so you can get familiar with them. The CPU, that's what we're talking about tonight. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. It is also known as the brains of the computer. Why is that? That is because it does the calculations. So it adds, subtracts, multiplies, divides. Data comes into the CPU from other components. It processes the information, makes the calculations, then it sends it out. There are several operations within the CPU. It's a very complex component, very, very important component. So it processes, it calculates, it then sends it out to go to wherever it needs to go for the operation that it's doing. What else can I say about the CPU?
How does it interact with the RAM that you learned last
Well, it interacts with the RAM because the RAM is temporary storage. We talked about that. It goes away when you turn off the computer. But the RAM has data and it sends it to and from the CPU. So they are interacting all the time. And because of that, they are positioned somewhat close on the motherboard. If you look inside the machine, can they see this, Jazz?
I'm zooming in.
Zooming in. This is the RAM. See those RAM sticks? And then this, which has a fan on it, you see the fan. Underneath that fan is the CPU, and they're closely positioned because data is moving back and forth. That fan is very important because the CPU generates a lot of heat. Electricity creates heat. Many components create heat. One of the most important things for a computer is to stay cool. So the fan is a part of keeping the CPU cool. That fan has to spin. If that fan stops spinning, you want to turn off your computer quickly because it can overheat very quickly. Now, there are some that are water cooled and are not using a fan, but the principle is the same. It has to keep the CPU cool. So, CPU, Central Processing Unit, it does the calculations. It's the brains, just like we think with our brains, it does that for the computer. Now, I have an old motherboard here, and I thought I would show you how you attach a CPU to a board. Now, this board is older, and so it is different from the CPU in this machine, but the concept is the same. So here we don't have a fan on it at all. It has been removed, so you can see the actual CPU on the board. There's a little clip here. Can they see that? Where's my finger hiding it? That you release. That releases the socket. The CPU sits in what's called a socket. It releases the socket, and then you can lift out the CPU. There it is. And you can see those pins on the other side. Those pins go into the holes in the socket on the board. You see those holes in the socket on the board? Well, these pins fit into those holes. You have to put them in the right way. You can't turn that CPU in any direction. It has to fit in the correct way so that it falls right in place, and then you close the lever. Now, this is a very old CPU, but newer CPUs, well, once again, the same principle. The pins may not be on the CPU. The pins may be on the board itself, but there are pins. The pins, it's what allows the data to transfer. So those pins are very important. If you bend those pins, which people have been known to do, you will damage
What
the
type-
CPU and it may not work at all.
What type of CPU is that?
This is an AMD CPU. Pin grid array, that's because the pins are on the CPU.
So what's the difference?
Land grid array is when the pins are on the motherboard. So newer motherboards are land grid array, the pins are on the board. So, what else should I talk about related to the CPU? Without a CPU, you don't have a computer. You have to have a CPU to have a computer.
So what are the three things that make the computer boot or post?
Three things that make the computer what we call post or boot. You have to have RAM, you have to have a CPU, and what's the third thing?
Motherboard.
Well, yeah, it's all on the motherboard. If you don't have a motherboard, you don't have a computer.
Power.
Well, yes, you have to have power. So there are many things you have to have in order for it to work. But if you have power and don't have a RAM stick, it's not going to boot. If you have power and you don't have a CPU, it's not going to work because there's no way to process information. So that's our quick lesson on CPUs. What else, Jazz?
What's coming up?
What is coming up? BYOC has several things coming up, and we want to tell you about those things. We have a graphic. Are you putting the graphic up? About our casino night, April 25, here at our facility, 1 Shakely Way. This will be our second time doing this. It was a ton of fun last year, and people are asking, when are you going to do it again? So we are doing it again, April the 25th. There'll be different games you can play. You will use the chips that you win to buy items that you can take home.
At
So
auction.
we'll have a live auction. We'll auction off those items, and you can use your chips, your winnings, to buy those items and take nice prizes home.
To bid on those items.
Okay.
Not to buy. To bid.
We're being technical here. But let me tell you why we're doing this. We are doing this to raise money for BYOC. That is important because we want as many youth to be able to come to our camps as possible. We are gearing up for the summer season. We also have a spring break season this month in March. June starts our summer season, and we award scholarships to as many youth as we can who are eligible so that they can participate in the summer classes. So come out, help us raise money for our youth so that youth can come to our classes and learn all kinds of things. I probably have told you all the things we teach, but let me just share a couple of them again. We teach how to build a computer. That's our signature name. The kids get to keep the computer, like this one. We teach how to build a robot. We teach coding, circuitry, cybersecurity, graphic design, 3D animation, robotics, AI. This summer we're going to be teaching AI for the first time. Each year we add more classes to our portfolio of classes so that we can provide more knowledge, more insights, more experiences for our youth. So join us April 25th. The graphic should have the QR code on it. You can always call me, Robin, at 513-377-1679 if you want to know more about Casino Night. If you want to be a sponsor for Casino Night, we are looking for sponsors. If you want to sign up for the spring break or the summer classes, campbyoc.com is our website.
What are we teaching during spring break?
Spring break, we are teaching 2 classes, Intro to Python and Photography. Jazz is teaching both of those classes actually. She has a photography business, so she started teaching photography and videography a couple of years ago. And Python we teach all the time. Coding is a part of our Build Camp because it is a fundamental skill that we believe technologists need. Okay. Any questions out there?
Block party.
Block party. We're gonna have a block party. May the 2nd, here at our facility in the parking lot. It's going to be tons of fun. Once again, a fundraiser to raise money for scholarships for our youth. We're gonna have vendors and we're gonna have a concert, music, food vendors. We're gonna have some fun things too, face painting and other things. So we are working on that now. A dunking booth possibly? Yes. Lots of fun. It'll be fun for the whole family. We hope you will come out. We will have tickets for that very soon. Tickets for the casino night are available now. So if you go to the QR code that Jasmine showed you, you can find the link to buy tickets. Soon we will have the image on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. So we'll have the flyer on all the platforms so you can connect to us. But you can always call us and we will direct you even before the flyers are out. Anything else? Well, sounds like that's all for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we're going to do this again and again and again. That's the plan, because we want to connect with you. We want to help you understand technology. We want to answer your questions. Send us your questions. We're happy to answer. 513-377-1679. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.